Hi, folks. It's Mark Merrill with Firm Reality Check. The President, War, and America. What's it all about? Well, this is Firm's Reality Check, men and women, boys and girls, and another real old-fashioned American broadcaster from the 1930s and 1940s, Walter Winchell used to say, and all the ships at sea. Our troops matter too. Now, one particular thing we're going to read, folks, is exactly what needs to be written and read about. Because the White House came out recently with this statement right here, which we're going to read to you. And it's an important one. The publication, of course, The Hill, likes to stick their foot in it, as it were, trying to downplay the president. Is not really in charge. But Democrats, again, over the last several days before this podcast, folks, continue to block the bill to reopen Homeland Security amid the 27-day shutdown and counting. Now, on the White House's site, it says WhiteHouse.gov, there's a column that says Articles 2026. Now, here's where this post came from. Starting right there. Democrats admit their DHS shutdown is making people hurt as they stall negotiations with dangerous demands. Is that right? All of a sudden you have a heart? I doubt it. So we at Firm answered, and here it is. We ask, why can't the President of the United States or President Trump issue a temporary executive order or mandate to fund DHS, ICE, TSA, the Coast Guard? Until the muckraking and the idiotic back and forth ping pong ball of American taxpayer dollars with all American people, 350 million of us, are caught in the middle. Just asking. So Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth sought to play down the quagmire of the Strait of Hormuz that's pushing global energy prices up and telling reporters that his department and the Pentagon are dealing with it. Don't need to worry about it. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Daniel Kane said the military was prioritizing efforts to counter Iran's capabilities to mine the crucial corridor, which typically facilitates about 20% of the global oil trade. I'm sure everybody's heard it before. And he said the U.S. was not aware of any mines being laid so far. The Pentagon chief addressed the Strait of Hormuz in his opening remarks, saying Iran's navy has been destroyed. To cut down to a majority of his statement, folks, as the world is seeing, they are exercising sheer desperation, meaning Iran, in the Straits of Hormuz, something we're dealing with. We've been dealing with it. We're on a plan to defeat, destroy, disable all of the meaningful military capabilities at a pace the world has never seen before. But the Democrats don't believe it. Want to keep the divide going. Mr. Hegseth wrapped up by saying, we understand the ability to interdict shipping. We understand the ability to interdict shipping is coming to an end. It's something that Iran has done for years. It's key terrain. They've used it as leverage. The world is seeing what they'll do to fight back in that context. And so we've heard talk about taking various measures, and we're planning for all of them. So we have, says Secretary Hegseth, a plan for every option here. We're working with our interagency partners, and that's not a straight we're going to allow to remain contested war with a lack of flow of commercial goods to continue happening. Yes, the 2026 Iran war was initiated by the United States and Israel, February 28th. The opening salvo took out the heart of the Iranian regime, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, and triggered a torrent of hundreds of retaliatory missiles and thousands of drones from Iran across the region. The attacks left enormous damage, over 2,000 people dead in Iran. Lebanon and Israel, hundreds of thousands displaced in Lebanon, and hundreds of thousands of travelers stranded across the Middle East. So there's a brief map of it, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? You can find that yourselves online. Key sorties and sites where those sorties have been aimed at and taken out. According to U.S. and Israeli officials, the timing of the initial attack was tied in part to the ability to target Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, before he could go into hiding. He was killed in the first wave of strikes February 28th, as were dozens of other Iranian officials. U.S. forces are also believed to have struck a girls' school, unfortunately, in a town east of Bandar Abbas, according to a preliminary investigation by the U.S. military, killing 170 people while targeting adjacent buildings that belong to an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps naval base. Now, these we're about to show you here, folks. The pink dots will be showing a significant U.S. military presence, and the blue ones, U.S. military base. So that's where those are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a presence there. It will take time to get this all taken care of right here at the Strait of Hormuz, as you can see right on this part of the map. We are based, ladies and gentlemen, with significant U.S. military presence in Qatar, 2 locations in Saudi Arabia, 1 in Jordan, 2 in Syria, 2 in Iraq, 1 in Cyprus, South Gaza Strip, and on the back edge of the Strait of Hormuz. A persistent U.S. military base presence is in United Arab Emirates, also Qatar, 5 locations in Kuwait, just north of the Strait of Hormuz, plus Syria and Turkey on the southern border of Turkey and the northeast end of Syria. We believe here, ladies and gentlemen, at Firm, it's being taken care of. If the Democrats have a problem with that, then you know what? Let somebody else get in there and get our country back on track, if you don't mind. Our final statement on this particular reality check on the president, war, and America itself. It seems the name of the game that the Democrats, or deflectocrats that we call them at firm, keep wanting to play is indeed a deadly one. No kidding. Why destroy the inner workings and day-to-day operations of regular Americans' jobs, vacation plans, or vacation scheduling, especially now that the majority of citizens have experienced springtime in the Northeast, northern states, and Midwestern locations? Huh? Is there something wrong with wanting to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? You don't think so, folks. Here's where it gets bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. The Declaration of Independence. That's right. It's long overdue from us here at Firm to read it again. And anyone who wants to get a copy of this, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution in a pamphlet, go to hillsdalecollege.edu, and we'll put that link up for you. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold, wrote the unanimous signers of the Declaration, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator, God, with certain unalienable rights, among those life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. Better hear that one well, politicians. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, the people, it is their duty, the people, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of those colonies, now states, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. Can I be any more clear? I certainly hope not, folks. Once again, Mark Merrill for Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media. Contact us anytime, 7 days a week. Fairness in Reporting Media at gmail.com. Fairness in Reporting Media at gmail.com. We're also right here on X, YouTube, and Substack. As always, everyone stay safe. Peace to all.